This is the Family Playbook, the show about your role in the family at every age. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15 every week. They figure out what is fair and what is expected as you grow up.
Welcome back to the Family Playbook, the show about your role in the family at every age. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie, and today we're tackling the big one. When are you actually old enough to stay home alone?
Because every kid has had that moment where they're like, Mom, I'm literally almost a teenager. I don't need a babysitter.
And every parent has had that moment where they're like, but what if the house catches fire and you try to put it out with juice?
Okay, fair. So here's the wild thing. There's no single national law in the United States about a minimum age for staying home alone.
Most states leave it up to families, but a handful have official guidelines, and Illinois is one of the few with an actual law. Kids must be at least 14.
Maryland says 10, which honestly feels young to me, but experts say it really depends on the individual kid, not just the number.
Right? Because a super responsible 10-year-old might handle it better than a distracted 13-year-old who's deep in a gaming tournament.
The American Red Cross says around 10 to 12 is a general starting point, but only for short periods and only during daylight hours.
Short periods like a couple hours after school, not see you in 3 days. Here's a 20, which, spelled out, is a 2 and a 0.
So what makes a kid actually ready? Researchers and child development people look at a few key things.
First, can you handle an emergency? Not panic, not freeze, but actually call for help and think clearly.
Second, are you okay being alone emotionally? Some kids feel totally fine, others get really anxious, and both responses are completely normal.
Third, do you know the basic safety rules like don't answer the door for strangers, don't post on social media that you're home alone?
That last one is huge. Announcing home alone all day LOL to the internet is not the move.
It really isn't. Now, here's an interesting fact. A survey found that about 77% of kids in the United States have been home alone by age 12.
So it's super common, but common doesn't automatically mean safe. It means families are figuring it out on the fly.
And honestly, the conversation between parent and kid matters so much more than hitting some magic birthday.
Like, have you actually practiced what to do if someone's at the door? Have you done a fire drill? Do you know where the first aid kit is?
Do you even know your own address by heart? Because in a real emergency, that's the first thing a 911 dispatcher will ask.
True story, a lot of kids freeze on that one because they always just say home.
Another thing experts bring up is siblings. Staying home alone is one thing, but being left in charge of younger brothers or sisters is a whole different level of responsibility.
Most guidelines say you should be at least 12 or 13 before you're responsible for younger kids, even briefly.
Because babysitting another human is not the same skill set as watching TV and making yourself a snack.
Although, and I say this as someone who has made some truly ambitious snacks unsupervised, that also carries some risk.
The microwave is not a toy, Terry.
I know that now. Anyway, there's also a socioeconomic reality here that's really important to name.
Yeah, a lot of families don't have the luxury of debating the perfect age, because childcare is expensive and parents have to work.
The average cost of after-school childcare in the United States is over $10,000 a year per child.
Per child. So for some families, a kid staying home alone isn't a parenting choice. It's a financial necessity, and that deserves understanding, not judgment.
Which is part of why community programs, school clubs, and library after-school hours exist, to give kids safe places when parents can't be home.
So if you're pushing for more independence, the best thing you can do is prove you're ready before you need to be.
Practice the emergency contacts. Learn to cook something basic. Know your neighbors. Show your parents you've thought it through.
And parents talking through expectations ahead of time makes a huge difference. Kids who know the rules feel way more confident alone.
The research backs that up too. Kids who have clear guidelines report feeling safer and less anxious when home alone.
It's not about age on a calendar, it's about preparation, trust built over time, and knowing your own kid.
Every family is different, every kid is different, and honestly, that's kind of the whole point of this show.
Exactly. So whether you're 10 or 15, if you want more independence, earn it, show it, talk about it with your family.
And if you're a parent listening, that conversation your kid keeps trying to start, maybe it's time to actually have.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. Stay curious, stay safe, and definitely learn your home address by heart.
We'll see you next week for another episode of the Family Playbook.
See you next week on the Family Playbook.